probability of them bringing action against you is very, very low. And even if they bring the action, you're not going to get much more than a slap on the hand, so do whatever you want to. That's really what the environment is like in our military right now. Right. And when you look at it overseas now, where we have two major wars going on, where the a lot of the rules are just kind of thrown out the window. Where you have women that have to have battle buddies when they go to the latrines at night, because so many women have been raped in the latrines. Because the latrines are usually over by the generators. You know, you get the stink, the noise, the smell, put them all over in one thing. So the noise around the latrines are very, very high, so you can't hear women yelling if people are attacking them. So it is of the proportions that women have to have battle buddies, as they call them. That somebody else has to go with you if you go to the latrine, because so many women have been raped in the at the latrine areas. So I think there are some things that we can do. I mean, the military can do, but it's going to take civilian pressure to get them to do this. And I'll just mention to you one little form of activism that we'll be doing this next week. Veterans for Peace, the same group that's sponsoring our events yesterday in Taos, today in Santa Fe, and tomorrow in Albuquerque, as a national project. Veterans for Peace is next week is Military Rape Awareness Week, and we're asking Veterans for Peace chapters all over the country to do something in their home communities that will highlight, that will educate people about what's going on. What we're going to do on Tuesday in New York City, though, we hope will get national publicity, because we think it is incumbent that young women and men receive a warning if they're thinking about joining the military. I mean, how many, when I talk to high school classes and I start telling them about the issue of sexual assault and rape, I mean, in the very beginning I ask, how many of you all are interested in joining the military? You know, and there'll be a handful of hands, and depending on whether it's in an area where, you know, there aren't many jobs, kids don't have any hopes for going to college, they just need, you know, they need work. And so in those communities, of course, a lot of hands will go up. Yeah, that's my way out of, and for me too, that's the only reason I joined the military, because I wanted to get the hell out of Bentonville, Arkansas, the place where I grew up. It wasn't that I didn't have any, I never even thought about a military career. But I wanted to go see the world and get out of Arkansas. And the Army recruiter came through town during the Vietnam War, an unpopular war, but that was my ticket out of Bentonville. And in the same way, with two wars going on, you might say, why in the world would anybody join up in the military right now?
Isn't that where Walmart is?
That's where Walmart is, yeah.
Gee, you could have been a big shot in Walmart.
Well, I guess so. but these kids, you know, they just need a job. But boy, I'll tell you, when you give them this spiel about 1 in 3 women being sexually assaulted or raped, and then at the end of it you say, now knowing this statistic, how many of you all think you'll join the military? Well, the number of hands go down by about 99%. Every now and then there'll still be somebody that says, well, I can handle it. It won't happen to me. But the rest of them are going, oh my God, thank you for telling me that. I'm not about to get involved in that mess. So it is really incumbent upon us as citizens to let friends and neighbors of ours know about this. And for organizations like Veterans for Peace and other groups that have truth in recruiting programs where they go to the high schools and colleges to let young men and women who are thinking about a military career know not only this statistic, but a lot of other things about the military that somebody needs to be aware of. That a lot of recruiters don't tell you the truth about what's going to happen to you. That you may sign up for jobs that there's no way in the world that you're going to get. That they're not being truthful with you on what is possible for you in the military. And that particularly in time of war, the whole thing of, well, we may have wars going on. Well, we've got plenty of instances where the recruiters will tell the kids, the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, they're over. You don't have to worry about it. And so many kids are uninformed enough that they don't even realize that stuff's still going on, and are greatly surprised when all of a sudden after they get in the military, the first day they're told, well, get ready, you know, you need to learn everything there you can learn, because You know, it'll save your life. What you learn today will save your life because you're going to Vietnam, you're going to Iraq, you're going to Afghanistan. That part of it never changes. And they're amazed because my recruiter told me I wasn't going to go to. That we don't have any wars going on. So this statistic right here is going to be very important. What we're going to do in Times Square, New York City, 10:30 Tuesday. For those of you all who remember, besides the neon, the glitz of Times Square, if you remember, there's a little triangle of land right in the middle of it. And right in the heart of Times Square, the most expensive property in the world, is this little old Armed Forces recruiting station. It's unbelievable. Remember that little thing? Yeah, right there. One of the most publicized places in the world. The Department of Defense has staked out that little turf. It's theirs. But it's going to have a little more on it on Tuesday than they thought about, because we have stickers like this, little bumper stickers, that we're going to be pasting on the windows as warnings to everyone coming in. We've got the Granny Peace Brigade that's going to be there, Code Pink Women for Peace, World Can't Wait, Iraq Vets Against the War, and of course being led by Veterans for Peace. So we're going to have quite a time there, and of course, no doubt, we'll have a little law enforcement accompaniment there who will be telling us that you will be damaging, destroying federal property if you put one of these stickers on that window, as they tell the raging grannies when they take their rockers and block the front entrances to recruiting stations, to say to all the young kids that might be coming up for that day to get information about them, about the military, that, oh, don't worry about it, we the grannies, we're volunteering today, you all don't need to volunteer, go back to school, go on home. Or the people that go to the Army Experience Center in Philadelphia, who are trying to close down these multi-million-dollar arcades, killing arcades, that are run by the Department of Defense as a recruiting tool. And any kid above the age of 13 can get a little card to go in there anytime they want to, and they can go in and practice killing people. They can sit on top of a Humvee and kill people. And they can be a helicopter pilot, and they can be in that helicopter, and they can shoot rockets at that group of enemy. So these, no, that's still open. And they even have mobile ones now, mobile ones that drive around to the schools. So there are things that we as citizens have to do, and one of them that we'll be doing on Tuesday is going to Times Square to warn young men and women, be careful about this predatory organization. This predatory organization that we call our military. I would like to ask Diana, who is part of the Rape Crisis Center right here in Santa Fe, who deals with some people from our military who call into their hotline because they don't want to call into the military hotline. Could you please tell us what you all are doing and what impact the presence of the military up in Albuquerque may have?
Sure. Actually, everything Ann is saying is absolutely true. Yeah, a few other statistics I want to give you. We do trauma treatment in general. Get in the camera. We do trauma treatment at our facility. We serve men, women, and children. 49% of folks that are suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, it's caused by rape or sexual assault. And that has occurred anywhere from when they were children all the way through the military potentially, or obviously in any other course of their life. The other causes of PTSD, besides rape and sexual assault, are witness to or experiencing a violent crime. So again, our military folks are subjected to really the top 3 things that really cause PTSD. And PTSD, left untreated, is just debilitating. Folks, as some of you may know, if you're veterans, coming back, you do not feel like that you can even cope with your life. You feel very overwhelmed and anxious. So our center does help with that. I know we have talked with Secretary Garcia here in New Mexico, and he admits that the Veterans Administration does a really, really poor job of getting folks the help they need, and it's a a constant cycle where if you're in the military and you say, "Wow, I have PTSD and I need this diagnosis," there are